Jade, tech company CEO, recently sold his company, found himself awakened in the colony house after being asleep in the back seat while his friend Toby was driving. When they arrived in the village, Toby was immediately killed, and later we see Jade not take the situation serious. Jade, believing that the town is a game room or escape room, challenged himself to explore and find small details and clues that would lead to his exit. During his investigation, he started having vision when he went to a seemingly abandoned root locker on the road leading out of town. This was his first vision where he saw a soldier underneath a boulder, seemingly crushed. And then in the forest, after he was trying to set up the antenna, he saw a Civil War soldier with a musket that chased him into the woods. His third vision was at the colony house where he saw a puppet. The puppet appeared next to him, quiet, and then seemingly jumped at him. Jade dismissed this as nothing. I believe something else is going on with Jade separate from the others. His flashbacks are unique to him. Jade's roles seem to be finding what the symbol is. None of the people in his visions are monsters, only soldiers. Looking at some of the behind-the-scene footage, the showrunner did say that everyone in the town has their own role. If Jade is seeing the Civil War soldiers, then the boulder guy from the Civil War, like the others are seeing in the tree when they try to get the radio antenna. If you look up Civil War's Devil's Den, they reference soldiers hiding behind boulders on a flat land because there was no other cover. But that was in Gettysburg. Maybe the soldiers were out, saw the tree, and boom. The Civil War did take place between 1861 and 1865. And 1864 was written on the wall in Tabitha's dream climbing up the stairs, as well as the note found by Boyd in the glass bottle in the forest. So there is some connection to that time, the Civil War, and maybe that place. Could they be in Gettysburg? It does look to be an eastern coast town in the U.S., even though the show was shot in Canada. It doesn't look like a West Coast or northern West Coast Seattle area. Sara has seen voices of and heard voices of past villagers, not necessarily the monster. Her vision started with a inscription seemingly etched into her skin in the diner that simply said, "Kill the boy." Now, according to the story, there are two boys in the town. We do not know if the boy meant was the boy in white or Jim and Tabitha's son, Ethan. Later, she confessed that these voices told her to not only try to kill the boy, but also kill Jade's friend, Toby. In the woods with Boyd, she confessed that the voices she heard were not monsters, but people, and one of the people seemingly being Boyd's wife, calling him Mr. Fish and Loaves, which was what his nickname was in the military. There was no way that Sara could have heard this because that story was seen in a flashback of Boyd, his wife, in the car before they arrived to the town. But if that story was accurate, then it was Boyd's wife who was telling Sara. Tabitha sees the lighthouse. She didn't have visions before. She had an idea to follow the wires into the basement. She dug down to see where the wires would go. Halfway through her digging, she seemingly called out for Julie, went up the steps, but the steps turned into a spiral staircase leading her to a lighthouse. This was a vision that she had, and when she got to the top of the lighthouse, she seemingly saw her husband Jim hanging upside down. The next vision was of two kids seemingly following her after episode 1, season 2, and then more kids in the forest that were seemingly chanting something at her. The chant, we do not know what it meant. The next person with vision is Ethan. Ethan frequently sees the boys in white. Even though he has not talked with the boy in white, he does see the boy in white. Another person who also sees the boy in white is Victor. Ethan told Victor about the boy in white, and Victor automatically recruited Ethan to sort of solve what he considered to be a quest. Boyd did not have visions until he went to the forest. In the forest is where he saw spiders, which may or may not have been accurate. Now, Sara did confirm that there was some bugs on him and even appeared to the viewers to pull the bugs off of him that had bit him, but she could have just been playing along. To save them from whatever was coming their direction. Sara pushed Boyd into a fast tree. She found out about the fast tree from the boy in white, who spoke not using his mouth and his words, but spoke from directly using telekinesis or telepathy from his mind to Sara's mind. Tabitha and Boyd seem to be sharing the same vision, but Tabitha and what Boyd saw are connected, but not to what Jade and Ethan are seeing individually. Boyd and Sara are seeing different things, but they both saw the spider. It's obvious the more you try to escape the town or closer you become, the more visions or problems that person faces. It's almost like you want to keep living day to day in the town forever. Jade saw visions when he got close to the underground bunker, where we know there is a fast tree exit. Boyd saw his wife, Abby, when he got close to the lighthouse, which we also know is by a fast tree exit. Tabitha saw the light as she was coming from the basement to the digging. How do these connect? We don't know. Are they connected? We won't know until more episodes released. Thank you for listening.